Thrashator is a Columbia SC based metal outfit that harkens back to when music was real and not made to a click track. This is a band packed with talent and potential, and I can't wait to see what they do next. It all started when brothers Tanner and Ethan Davis moved to the city of Columbia in 2021. Having little friends, they jammed on guitar and drums in their stepdad's basement until meeting their future frontman and longtime friend Matthew Murray at a local skate park. They had a few common interests at first, quickly learning of Tanner and Ethan's musical abilities. Matt, a student at USC who was trying to put a jam band together, asked them to join. Tanner on keyboards and Ethan on bass at first. Matt had two other friends, John on drums and Colin on guitar, under the moniker Thin Crust Mafia, or Thin Crust for short, playing covers of Allman Brothers, Hendrix, Van Halen, Sabbath, just to name a few. Thin Crust Mafia got offered one show, but sadly never made it out of Matt's dinky apartment or the brothers' house. By the fall of 2022, Thin Crust had lost all drive to practice and quietly faded away. Shortly after, Charles Grayson Webb met Tanner at a bar in Five Points, and the two bonded over liking the same metal bands, and they both were guitarists. Tanner invited Grayson over to his new pad, which he and his brother had just moved out into that fall, and by September 25th, Grayson had changed the game. His guitar work was unheard of in any of their previous jams, and right then and there, a new band was born. Faux Leather. Faux Leather forever, they used to say. Faux Leather consisted of Matt on vocals, Ethan on drums, Tanner and Grayson on guitars, and Bobby Quinn on bass. The music switched to an 80s heavy metal, thrash-oriented sound, playing covers of Metallica, Motley Crue, Rat, Megadeth, Quiet Riot, and Alice in Chains, to name a few. Faux Leather did manage to break out of the apartment and land the group's first show, a college house party for a friend of Matt's. The cops actually came and canceled the show before the soundcheck was even over. But because we had such an audience and all eyes were on us and we felt we'd been fighting for so long for that moment, we decided to play a song anyway, and the cops came into the yard and forcibly shut the show down, quotes Tanner. Matt and his friend Jake got tickets for the noise offense, and the rest of the band got off with warnings. After that show, I think the band was a bit angry that the one chance in the spotlight was cut short by the fuzz. But nevertheless, the music grew a little bit more aggressive, with Slayer covers and a more thrash focus. Bobby dropped out, and the band carried on without a bassist, and also changed the name to Thrashator at this point. And then, through some networking by going to a punk show, the band landed their first show at the Kami House, Cinco de Mayo 2023. The first uncanceled show by the band, and they were ecstatic and hungry for more. Matt did some networking in Charleston and landed their next show at the Tin Roof. This show was another success and their first bar show, and the last show before the summer. During the summer, Grayson and Matt left for Columbia to go home to their families. And while in Myrtle Beach, Grayson began jamming around with former high school mates Gavin Moore and Alfred Fox, and basically told them that they were pretty good and could join his band, and brought them into the fold, ousting Ethan from behind the kit, causing some strife at first, but also bringing some new original music into the picture. Thrashator carried on with Alfred Fox on bass and Gavin Moore behind the kit on drums. They had 3 shows and had crafted 2 originals before losing the bassist Alfred Fox, but Thrashator pushed on and had plans to get into this jam room studio. And by January 24, 2024, Thrashator dropped their first demo onto streaming, Eternal Torment, with their first original recordings out and available to the public, and Thrashator's online presence was still being established, having just set up Thrashator.com and a band email to be contacted with for gigs. The next big step happened when bassist Elliot Rury joined the fold, adding a much-needed bass sound to the band's live performances, and then stepping up to the New Brooklyn Tavern's Battle of the Bands, which Thrashator took first place in over the course of 2 events held across 2 weeks, being victorious and getting some social media buzz. The band landed their first show as part of the Makes My Blood Vortex Fest tour and played the last weekend of shows with drummer Gavin Moore as he moved on to Charleston and found a new punk band called Gauntlet to play in. So, having need of a new drummer, Ethan Davis, the original drummer, came back to reprise his role for Thrashator's 1-year anniversary show at the Kami House on May 10th, 2024. Things look big on the horizon, for Thrashator's 2024 summer shows are coming up, and the band has been working on some new material with their new members and plans on getting back into the studio this July, hoping to release their first album by the end of the year. So stay tuned for more of this awesome band's incredible live performances and future musical works.